Felt like I was going crazy, but I was losing my mind, I did.
Professor Green, it's so lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
So let's start with a new music video. A little bit dark.
Well,
little secrets. Yeah. It's
potentially,
great.
We can't ruin the reveal.
No, we're not going to do that. No.
Can't do that.
We did together. Team.
There is a darkness to it, but there's also a sense of humour to it.
Yeah, no, there is, definitely.
Even in the lyric, I always like to have a little bit of, you know, one of my favourite rap artists, or my favourite rap artist was Biggie, and even in his darkest songs, there was always that little bit of humour, be it via self-deprecation or him taking the mickey out of someone else, and I guess that's kind of, it's a very British thing as well, self-deprecation, so there's always a little bit of cheeky.
Been a while since I last dreamt, barely remember what it's like to dream. Finding it hard to get to sleep.
Like, can I talk a little bit about Lullaby?
Yeah.
Because that song, I kind of, when I was listening to it, I feel like you really are kind of, you know, showing a vulnerability and, like, you know, you're kind of opening up and talking a little bit about your own mental health.
Even I had the preconception of if I become successful that I'll be absolved of all the problems in my life, and that's not how it works. You still have good and bad days, and that never ever changes. And it's almost worse when people expect for everything in your life to be perfect, because God forbid you complain about something, because then you seem ungrateful, and that's an additional pressure. And I think for men anyway, we don't really like talking about stuff. I don't like to burden, even now, I don't really enjoy burdening people with my problems, but that's the biggest problem. So I think it's kind of the job of me and anyone else who has a voice to really bring it up and make people feel better about talking about it themselves. The more people begin to realise that it's not, hopefully the easier it will get for people to talk.
Kind of have your outlet, like your music and your writing, and with music videos and everything. But for, say, someone who doesn't have that creative outlet, what's the best thing to do?
Talk to someone.
Yeah.
And it's the hardest thing to do. I think people assume it's a weakness, and it's often not other people, it's just yourself, when actually the strength is in admitting that you have a problem. That's where the strength comes from, because then you take ownership of it, it doesn't own you.
I was watching an interview and a guy was asking you, the presenter was asking you about you and your wife getting together and how you both come from totally different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And how unusual it is that you're together. Like, does that bother you when people keep on picking on, like, class differentiation?
Something that my nan taught me when I was growing up is that your class is dictated by how you treat other people, not by what you've got in the bank. So why does it matter? Our values and morals are very, very similar. You know, and that goes for me, Millie, her family, my family. We treat people how we want to be treated. You know, we're all quite a nice bunch.
Yes, you are, absolutely. And
apart from if you get on my nerves, right? Because then I turn into a completely different person, and that's when the acting comes out.
Tell me about Christmas. What's Christmas going to be like in your house this year?
Well, it's the first Christmas we're going to have in our own home.
Amazing.
First time I've ever bought a home, which is nuts. I'm only the second person in my family to ever do it. Are you
going to be cooking?
Yeah, I cook. I'm going to be taking charge of the roast.
Are you serious?
100%,
okay,
but we've got both our families over as well, so
there's
a lot of pressure.
Of you. Okay,
yeah.
so are you going to be, like, stressed out in the kitchen? Get out of the way!
No,
Fire everywhere.
We had a practice run last weekend and absolutely nailed it, so as long as we can pull that off again, it's all about the preparation.